So apparently everyone on the internet gets canceled at some point, which got me thinking, why wait? Today I'm going to be canceling myself before I even get famous. I've dug through my past, my camera roll, and my text messages, and yeah, I'ma expose everything. No PR team, no lawyers, no legal team that handles everything. Just me ruining my career. Let's end me before I even begin. Okay, but before I begin, let me explain to y'all the things that people get canceled for. One of the biggest things people get canceled for is offensive jokes or past posts that trigger a lot of people. Let's take Peter Bob for example. Y'all seen what just happened to him?
You fucking on that cake?
Cake?
You want some?
I'm good, thank you, bro.
Bro, stop being gay, bro.
Papa.
Oh, delete it. Delete it. Delete it.
My boy was in the middle of a tournament. He is literally a Fortnite demon. He's the best player on Fortnite. And some old post about him saying, you know what, got leaked. Obviously, people didn't like that. And to be honest, I don't think he got canceled because, like, how would you cancel Peter Ball? Another thing people get canceled for is bullying, harassment, or just abuse. Just people having problematic behavior towards others. Let's take a look at Bro Wattis, for example. This man is receiving a lot of backlash for arguing with the Starbucks employee just because he couldn't film.
You're gonna ask me to leave.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave now, yeah.
And what is the reason? What was the reason?
Recording?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not gonna serve me.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you truly in your heart believe Bro Wattis was in the right in this, I'm sorry, but you you need to get a brain. You need some brain cells, cause like what the fuck? And in no way, shape, or form am I trying to hate on Bro Wattis, but come on, bro. He could have easily just went to another Starbucks if he couldn't record in that one. There was literally no point of arguing with the employee for that. Bro Wattis did drop an apology video, but I haven't had the time to watch the whole video, but I did see some clips. Come on, bro. We all know how Bro Wattis gets. This man likes to repeat himself over and over and over again. Like, are you serious right now? There's a whole lot of things people get canceled for. You know, there's people being dishonest, lying to their fan bases, criminal or like unethical acts, or people just being hypocrites. You know, those are just examples of what people get canceled for. And I'm here to tell you that that I did all of these things. Am I a bad person for doing all of this? In my heart, I truly believe that I am not. But you know, I want to bring to light and be honest with you guys that I have done these things. Going back to Peterborough, bro, I've said that word too. Like, am I proud of that? No, those are not my proudest moments. You know, that was my past self. When I was younger, I did used to spam that word a lot. I am sorry for that, but you know, I want to give the attention towards the reason why I was saying the word. Me being young, I didn't know what the fuck the word meant. But if I had to blame it on somebody, I would have to blame it on the good old days of King Batch Lions.
Niggas be like,
Hey, baby, let me get your number.
What a
Hey, come on now.
If you were on the internet back in the day, y'all know who this man is. This man is a Vine legend. We all know that this guy used to spam the same sound. You guys know what sound I'm talking about.
my nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My motherfucking niggas.
It is because of this man that I was spamming this word back in the day. Do I still use this word? Truthfully, yes. But look, listen, hear me out, okay? I think there is nothing wrong with you saying this word if it's in the rap song. Let's be honest now. If you're home alone and listening to, you know, some goated ass song like, you know, by Drake or like, I don't know, Kendrick or, you know, just your favorite artist, they're most likely dropping this word, and you'll be lying to yourself if you say you didn't use this word. And obviously, you know, I do try to watch myself, you know, if I'm out in public, you know, I'm not gonna just blatantly say it out in public. And I know y'all can tell by just looking at me, you know, I am Mexican, okay? And no, I am not one of those Mexicans that say that word after every sentence. You know, some of them be saying it more than, you know, the actual, you know. Oh, okay, that's my fault. That's my fault. But I don't be spamming that word just here and there, you know. If it's in the song, I'm just being honest. I'm saying it. It's just me being 100. Am I in the wrong for saying it? Maybe, but you know, there is this back and forth of like who can say it and who can't. I'm not here to tell you who can and who can't say it. I'm just letting y'all know I'm being 100 with y'all. I, in my own room, I do use it. Another thing I'm not really proud of is, you know, my sense of dark humor. I do be making some bad jokes here and there. It's just something that's fucked up in my head. Something's really wired wrong in my head. I don't know why I find some things like this funny. Sometimes I do come across, you know, those Twitter pages that have those gory videos. And, you know, sometimes I be scrolling past them, you know, like the shit ain't nothing. I done seen people, you know, get their head smashed or their head chopped off, their limbs, their arms, their legs, you know, just something, you know, just things that are very graphic, you know. I'm not saying I find these shits funny, but you know, something in my head just finds it interesting. You know how people be scrolling through TikTok, you know, sometimes I scroll through those, you know. I don't know what it is, but that's just how my head, something's wrong in my head. And obviously, you know, we know that one viral meme, you know.
Gay.
I still joke around with my boys like that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not homophobic or anything. I'm just joking around with the boys. I am still immature, you know. I still make those offensive jokes. I still make homophobic jokes, transphobic jokes, fatphobic jokes. What else is there? What else is there that's phobic? And yes, I know some people are gonna get triggered by this, but you know, that's just something I gotta work on as a person. I am trying my best, but I'm just being 100 with you guys. You know, some people will literally tell you that they don't make these jokes or they don't joke around like that, but you know, secretly they do. But you know, not me. I'm being 100 with y'all. I still be saying it. I'm trying to work on that though. Obviously, you know, one of the biggest things people get canceled for is their past posts, and off the top of my head, I don't know what I've said in the past. There's a lot of things I could have said, may have said, you know. This is all allegedly, you know. Some of these things may have not been me. I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck I said, but you know, I'm gonna try my best to show you what I've said. Back in the day, cancel culture wasn't a thing, so obviously I didn't think about my actions. If someone finds something with me in the past, I just want to say I'm sorry. Did I mean it? Maybe at the time I did, but obviously at this time I don't. Now, I wasn't a troubled kid. You know, I didn't have, you know, anger issues or any of that, but you know, I was a kid, so obviously I did make mistakes. People get canceled for lying. I used to always lie. People get canceled for being unethical, but you know, I used to scam kids on Fortnite. I don't know if that's unethical, but you know, I used to do things like this. I obviously had nothing to the extreme where I promote a crypto coin or some shit, you know, and fucking, you know how people be getting, you know, we all know the Save the Coins kid. I don't know what's it called, but we all know, we heard about that story, or even just about, you know, Face Banking and his whole MLG coin. I have yet to do any of those things, but you know, I did used to scam kids back in the day. I'm hoping that I don't get to that point where I just, you know, lose touch with reality and just stop caring about people's feelings, because you know, I am a good person. At least I like to think I am. This is such a touchy topic because you know, I am trying to work on myself. I am trying to be better person. I want people to look at me as a good example and, you know, just follow my footsteps. I want to lead the younger generation.
Boy, if you don't get.
So I think it's time for me to apologize for all of my past actions and future actions if I cause any. This gonna be unedited, no cuts, no nothing, no PR team, no lawyers, no legal team telling me what to say. It's gonna be me talking to you guys straight to the heart. To my viewers, supporters, and the general public, recently a number of past tweets, posts, and recorded statements have resurfaced. These include attempts at humor involving offensive jokes, dark humor, and on at least one occasion, the use of racially charged language, including the N-word. While these actions took place years ago, in the context I once viewed as comedic, I fully recognize that they have been deeply inappropriate, harmful, and unacceptable. Regardless of the intent, I want to be clear, I take full responsibility of my words and behavior. My past use of derogatory and offensive language, and even under the guise of humor, was wrong. Words carry power, and I failed to consider the pain and annihilation such language can cause. I understand that apologies cannot ease the harm, but I hope this acknowledgement is the first step towards accountability. Please note that I am taking the following steps to ensure that this never happens again. I am committing to participating in cultural sensitivity and anti-based training facilitated by certified professionals, reviewing the online history with a third-party accountability group to identify and address any additional harmful content, establishing personal guidelines for humor and commentary that reflect respect, empathy, and inclusion. I also want to acknowledge that these statements are not isolated incidents. They were part of a broader pattern of careless humor that I own. I deeply regret the harm caused to the communities affected, and I will not repeat these mistakes again. Moving forward, I will demonstrate through my actions, not just words, and I have learned, grown, and changed. I appreciate those who hold me accountable and those willing to see me evolve beyond this chapter. Thank you for taking the time to hear me out. This will be my only public statements for this matter. But yeah, guys, that was me talking to you guys straight to the heart. This is totally not something I wrote through ChatGPT. This was me, you know. This is me talking to you guys. You know, I did not read off anything. I just had my glasses on because, you know, y'all see that? The light This is a blue light glasses. Oh, you feel me? I have officially canceled myself before you guys got the chance. And if you learned anything today, it's this. Don't tweet dumbass shit. Unless you're all for the content, then go ahead. Just know your future self will probably regret it or maybe even like it, because you know sometimes you know this stuff can't go viral. Subscribe if you're just like me who still jokes around like this, but you know you're obviously working on yourself. Toodles.